All right. Listen. I got me a new mic, right? And I actually put everything together, right? And basically, I want to make sure that it's all looking right, okay, people? So let me know if you are actually in this broadcasting right here and if the mic is actually working, okay? I didn't have no other way to test it. So I was like, you know what? We just gonna put it all together, follow the directions, link it all in, and then let's see if the people can, you know what I'm saying? Right now I can see on my mixer right now, I can see certain things going off like the mic and all that, whatever the case may be. So I can tell that it's actually picking up sound. I just want to make sure that sound is actually being transferred to the people. Okay? All right. So, what are we talking about again? What are we talking about? More, right? All right, let's talk about this. So, right, previously I was speaking about the biology of the vessel, right? And also bioengineered foods, okay? I want you to remember that. The biology of the vessel, okay? The biology of the technology of the vessel. There we go, right? Because this vessel is technology. I am the one that has the technological mind in order to break it down. Okay. So I come through with technological information and data of knowing of this vessel, knowing of self. Okay. That's what I teach. Okay. To give you a further clarity, right? Um, if you was to pay attention to the Egyptian tablets, and certain Egyptian gods. Okay. Horus, which is Ra, the father of all the Egyptian gods, has a son named Thoth. Thoth is the one that knows all information and data when it comes to technology. He is the god of technology. Without him, we probably wouldn't know what we know now. All right. So when I'm looking at Thoth, the sun, and I'm looking at Ra, they both are a representation of myself. You understand? So, what I would say is for the people that are coming in, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Let me know. Um, let me know if you can hear me. Okay? Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Okay? Hopefully, y'all doing great out there. Okay? I am doing great myself. There's about 16 people in the room. You can shout out your city and state where you're from. Okay? And we will get into this beautiful broadcast that we're supposed to get into, okay? All right. We've been talking about a lot of things being consistent this week, okay? We've been very consistent, okay? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? All right. Hopefully everyone is doing great. Hopefully y'all are. I'm gonna say this. Let me go ahead and say this and get this out the way to the people that are basically, how can I say? They say yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To the people that are out there celebrating your holidays or whatever the case may be, Thanksgiving, Christmas, what I would simply say to all families is that um, a holiday, and I'm not speaking down on holidays, just hear me out. A holiday should not be the only day that you and your family join as one. Take in consideration, right, to plan at least 1 to 2 times out of the week where you and your family can come together without spending any money. Listen to me. Because we're not understanding that on Thanksgiving, I'm not saying it's wrong, okay? Just hear me out. All I'm saying is on Thanksgiving is that in order to make us all come together, we all gotta spend money, bro. Okay? So what I'm saying is I want everyone to remember we can all come together without spending money. We can all have a natural conversation with each other without money. Okay? I want everyone to remember that because what's happening is we're indulging in money so much as first as we have a paper god now. Okay? And it's manipulating certain things in our mind that we're not even understanding. Like, yeah, we paid for this whole meal just for us to talk. So we're paying to speak now. Okay, so I feel as though, just letting families know you all have an option to come together without actually paying. Okay? Just be creative. Okay? Just be creative. All right. Okay. Now, okay, we about to get into this thing now, all right? Now, what I was speaking about recently was we were talking about the biology of the vessel. We was also talking about bioengineered foods. Now, hold on. When it comes to the biology of the vessel and bioengineered foods, biology, BIO, and bioengineered foods. Okay, there we go. We're on track. Okay. What I want you to understand is this: the vessel, right, has a biology, and I keep it very simple. That biology comes down to vitamins and minerals. All right. Now, let's dissect this. The technology of vessel naturally operates with vitamins and minerals, naturally, right? Now, that's what you got to understand. That's one of the natural biology systems within you. Now, this is the thing about it. If that's the biology of the vessel, it's just one system. Okay. Why would someone create bioengineered foods? That's the question you gotta ask. The biology of the vessel, vitamins, minerals, amino acids. Simple. Okay. Now, this is the thing. Why would someone actually create bioengineered foods? Why would someone do that? What are bioengineered foods designed to do? Now, this is what I'm saying. If the technology of the body has a natural biology system, right? And then you get something that's called bioengineered foods, right? What I would ask is this: the information and data within the bioengineered foods, does it enhance the information and data of the vessel and the biology of the vessel? Does it enhance it or does it actually downgrade it? That's what you got to ask. The biology of the vessel, right? It's naturally designed naturally. Okay? Naturally. It's simple. Vitamin system, amino acid system, and your mineral code system. Three systems naturally. Okay? My question is to the people, if they can answer this question, what are bioengineered foods designed to do? Don't get me wrong, a lot of the bioengineered information and data that's inside of the foods are within the foods. The only way you know, right, is when you pick up your brand, you turn the label around, and you read it in order for the information and data that's back on the back of the label to inform the technology of your mind. Okay? Now, this is the thing. What you got to understand, right, is that from the third dimension of consciousness, you may interpret the things in the store as food. Okay? That's the third dimensional perspective, though. All right? You got to always understand there's higher levels of consciousness. Just because you know what you know doesn't mean there's not another higher conscious that knows more. Always look at everything around you as either information and data to upgrade you or information and data to downgrade you. Okay? So let's just pay attention to this. Technology of vessel has a natural amino acid system, vitamin code system, and a mineral code system, right? Now, when you have all three of those systems are natural, which means that all information and data within all three of those systems are going to be naturally. Now, this is the thing. When you are following the natural biology of your vessel, you're gonna understand like, hold on, this ain't really hard to master. This is actually simple because the only thing I'm doing is the information and data is already within me. The only thing I need to know is the information and data that's within me. That's it. That's simple. So if you already know, like, yo, my vessel naturally operates with the information and data of my vitamin code system, the information and data of my amino acid system and mineral system. So the only thing I need to do is eat within the system, and the technology of my vessel remains in the natural system and state that it's supposed to be in. Thank you. This is easy. This is not hard. You know when it becomes hard? Let me show you when it becomes hard. The minute that you take the technology of your vessel from all natural resources, and let me show you what natural resources I'm talking about. When it comes down to you going to, let's say you want to exchange the information and data that you install in your vessel, right? Let's say you say, okay, I eat food, right? And you say, I don't want to eat produce no more, right? You might want to go eat artificial ingredients. Now, let me show you. Always understand that the technology of your vessel, it holds the information and data that you install. But let me show you something. When you don't install the information and data of natural resources that you call produce, right? And you're now installing artificial ingredients. What you think you're doing to yourself in that split moment? What you think you're doing? You're exchanging information now. You're no longer putting in the information and data that the vessel was naturally made with. You're not doing that. You're exchanging the information and data. That's what you would be doing. That's your choice. I ain't saying you can't do that. I just want you to be aware. Because a lot of people are actually doing that right now and not actually understanding the technology of your vessel literally has three major systems: your amino acid system, your vitamin code system, and your mineral code system. All three of those systems operate with each other. Okay. Now, once you step away from that information and data, if you go into artificial ingredients, right, you are exchanging the information and data of from the natural based system of what it was into an AI system. This is what you're yourself. Don't look at me. I'm just paying attention to what you're doing. That's it. Okay. So, be very careful of the information and data that you install inside the technology of your vessel. Why? What do I always teach you? The mind holds information and data. The technology of vessel does the same. So, can I ask you a question? Are you holding the information and data of natural produce, amino acid system, vitamin code system, mineral code system? Is that what you're? Let me show you how deep this going to get now. It's going to get deeper than that. Okay. Let me show you something. This is a lot of data that a lot of people missing, and I'm going to give out this data, right? And you understand why. You be like, bro, I see why you're talking about the vessel so much, and I see why you're talking about global warming. I'm gonna put it all together. Okay. All right. So now, right, I'm gonna show you what's happening across the planet. Now, this is what I would say to you. You would ask me, you'd be like, bro, why are you so big up on why are you so big up on us? It's like you prefer, it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you prefer us to be with the information and data that is natural. The reason why I'm telling you that is because I'll tell you what's to come. And then when it plays in front of you, you be like, damn, you actually was trying to get us prepared. Right. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to tell you the truth. The truth is that I'm going to show you. What you got to understand is just before the last solar eclipse took place, right? What you have to understand is that the technology of the sun is consciousness. That is a solar variation of consciousness. Okay? The technology of Earth is consciousness. How do I know? Based upon when you call the sun, the heavens, that project information and data to who? Mother Earth. She receives the information and data, and guess what she does? She projects all that information and data inside of produce. So, when I'm communicating with you, guess what I'm doing? Sharing information and data. So, when two consciousnesses that are consciousness, they share information and data just as much as me and you share information and data. You are listening to me, right? We are sharing information and data. What you project from your mind, right, can be projected in my mind. What I project in my mind can be projected in your mind, depending on if you want to receive it or reject it. What you have to understand is that Mother Nature is a consciousness. What you have to understand, the sun is a consciousness. What is happening is information and data that's being shared from the solar variation of consciousness that you call the sun is being projected upon Earth. Earth is receiving the information and data. Okay? So even though we may be at our jobs, we may be driving a car, we may be playing video games, whatever that we're doing, this is what's being taking place without us watching it. Okay? This is why your solar eclipse happened, because there are certain people, groups, or whatever they want to call themselves, they're afraid of what's going to happen. I don't tell you should be happy. I would, that's what I would say. I would say you should be happy. There's nothing that you should be afraid of right now. Yeah, I mean, if the planet is going to its natural state of mind, what is there to be afraid of? Listen, the planet gonna naturally do what it do. We can't control that. Okay, so now, being that those two consciousnesses are sharing information and data, what you have to understand is that the Earth, right? The information and data that's being projected from the sun to the Earth, what you think of what state of mind, right? That Mother Nature is going to be in. What you think? What mind state she gonna be in now? Remember, the sun, that is the solar variation of consciousness, is projecting information and data towards the mother. The mother is receiving the information data and now projecting that information and data inside of every natural resource. What you think is going to happen here? This is what's going on without us paying attention to it or even distracting ourselves. Okay? Now, let's just pay attention to something. Being that both consciousnesses are aligning, pay attention. It's going to get deep. Understand that both consciousnesses are aligning, which means they're both sharing information and data. If you can see the picture clearly, right, you should know what I'm talking about. Pay attention. There's solar variation of consciousness, right, which is the sun. Then you have Mother Nature. Mother Nature holds the information and data of body. That's what she holds. This is how you get a suit. She shares the information and data to who? Your soul. What do you think going on? What do you think is going on? This is what's happening in front of us. So let's pay attention. If I'm telling you, yo, bro, yo, sis, y'all need to be eating more produce, right? And I'm telling you that the information and data that is produce, right, is being projected with the solar variation of consciousness. That means that all bodies need to align with the same information and data that Mother Nature is aligning with. This is easy. If this is being projected on her, and then she's projecting it back to us, it's nothing more than a message to let you know, hey, y'all need to get yourselves together, because the consciousness of the sun and the consciousness of earth are sharing information and data. which means they're integrating as one. You know what that means? Everything upon this planet needs to be doing the same. You need to be in alignment of what the planet is going to actually produce. You have to. Listen to me. New York State ain't the way it used to be no more. Those winter storms, they get snow showers, bro. And they get devoured in 2.5, bro. The moon ain't doing the effect that it used to do anymore. Always understand, right? When it comes down to technology, the sun overwrites all technology. That's what you got to understand. And some people are afraid of this solar apocalypse that we're going into. Okay? So what I would simply tell you was the technology of your vessel. If you pay into the technology of the sun, which is the solar variation of consciousness that's projecting information and data to this planet, do you understand your mother nature is receiving information and data and then projecting it back to all produce that you eat? So if you see the message is, yeah, we need to align ourselves with the planet because Mother Nature is aligning herself with her sun. That's what she's doing in real time. And there's nothing that a human being can do to stop it. Try it out. That's what's going on in front of you. And a lot of people are ignoring. I'm going to say this one more time. Your suit, this vessel, who holds the information and data in order to make you a suit? That is Mother Nature. If her information and data that makes you a suit, right, she's obviously talking to you and telling you, hey, people, y'all can listen or you don't got to listen. But all the information and data, right, that's being projected from the solar variation of consciousness that we call the sun. Right. She's basically telling us indirectly but directly, y'all need to align yourselves. That's what's going on. The reason why you have to align, you want to remain alive? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself. Because pay attention. Let's just break this down. Okay? When it comes to you eating produce, right? I would simply ask you, do you receive information and data from the sun? You would simply tell me no. I would simply tell you the opposite. In order to create produce, you need the information and data to project from the solar variation of consciousness that you call the sun. You need soul. So let me ask you a question. The people that are eating produce, right? When they eat produce, are they actually keeping their souls in tune? Because solar energy is within your produce, right? Don't you have solar panel devices? Do you not understand that this word is going back to the soul and the solar variation of consciousness? Do you understand that? Do you understand, like, yo, the moon and the cycle of the moon is done? Let me show you something. You love Michael Jackson? I know you do. When he's doing the moonwalk, why is Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk in reverse? Is it that he's telling you indirectly but directly to reverse the cycle of the moon? Huh? You didn't catch that while he was doing it, right? I know. But if you put the moon underneath his feet and you realize that he's actually doing the moonwalk in reverse, it means reverse the cycle of the moon, which is, you see your left mind? You see your left mind right there? Yeah, reverse that whole thing right there. That's what you need to do, okay? Let me get back into it, or whatever the case may be, like I was saying before, okay? Consciousness of Earth, right? Mother Nature, and the consciousness and the solar variation of consciousness, which is the sun, they're becoming one. They're not fighting each other. The son and the mother, the original son and mother, does not fight against each other. They don't. What he projects is what she receives, right? And then she projects it back again. So that shows you she's in alignment with her son. She is just watching upon the earth like, I wonder how many of my children are going to actually align themselves. Setups. These are the things that we cannot control. I know as human beings, we are set to believe we control everything. That ain't true, baby. That's a make believe. So let's just put this in proper perspective. Why was the solar eclipse invented? I'm going to say this one more time so you can understand. Sun, right, which is the solar variation of consciousness, is projecting information and data to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is receiving that information and data, now projecting the information and data within produce. Now, can I ask you a question? Why is the solar eclipse invented? Red would be a symbol of what? Soul. Okay? If I place artificial intelligence, which is an artificial intelligent moon, in front of the solar variation of consciousness that is projecting information and data to Mother Nature, what you think going on? Are we trying to stop the heavens from projecting to information and data to Mother Nature? Huh? Or is it just we being good boys and little girls? Isn't that what we just seen on the solar eclipse? Stop. You people are going to tell me these people are for God. They are? Last time I checked, God deal with the soul, solar consciousness. That's what God deal with. So if these God's people, why would they fund a NASA Space Center and fund the solar eclipse in order to block out the information and data that's being projected upon us from the sun to the earth? What you think is going on? You think, oh, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You thinking like, oh no, bro, it's just a solar eclipse. This is when people come outside and they get to watching the moon. Setups in your shit. Can I ask you a question? In the Egyptian time frame, right? There were people that were outside watching the sun. In your time frame, people only come out to watch the moon in the solar eclipse. Kind of strange if you ask me. You have Egyptian people that walk outside, pay attention to the sun. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So beautiful. Yes, project that energy on me. Yes. Because they understood that the sun was a solar variation of consciousness. They understood it was consciousness. Thank you. So can I ask you people a question? When it comes to the moon, right? That's not consciousness? Or it's just a big ass rock, right? I know. Oh, you gonna Google it, right? It's gonna tell you, pay attention to the setup. When you go Google it, right, it's gonna tell you it's a natural satellite. I hear what you're saying. I hear you. But can I ask you a question? If it's a natural satellite, right? Why is it, if it's natural, why isn't it not, right? Why is it not helping the sun? Why is it trying to project the information and data from the sun? Setups. This is what happens in front of you. This is something you can't deny. Oh. Oh. This is something you can't deny. So when you say, right, the moon is a natural satellite, if it's so natural, why is it trying to block out the sunlight? Miss Natural. We all know when it comes to the moon is nothing more than an AI computer generated consciousness. How do I know? Pay attention to the step in front of you. When you go inside of the store, the information and data that's inside of the store, right, is artificial ingredients. Can I ask you a question? Why would someone sell someone artificial ingredients? Why would they do that? Pay attention to the moon. I said that the moon is a AI, computer generated conscious, which is AI. Okay. Can I ask you a question? If I decide to put artificial artificial information and data inside the technology of your mind, why would I do that? Have you ever heard of Bluetooth? You heard of Bluetooth before, right? So you have to understand that both devices, this in your mind, okay? Let's say the phone is the moon, right? Okay. Let's just say your mind is your mind. In order for the both of y'all to have connection, the both of you have to have the same information and data within you. In order for all minds, 90% of you, to have a nothing more than a connection with the technology of the moon, which means that all of you are looking behind the screen. That's nothing more than AI. This is why AI was invented. This is just one sector of it. I know that news might blow your head off, but if you pay attention to what's in front of you, you'll start to understand what's going on. So, what you have to understand is that the moon is nothing more than a computer generated conscious. It's AI. That's what it is. It's not a rock that's just swimming around. It's consciousness. Okay? Now, when it comes to your consciousness, right? This is what they wanted to do. They wanted to make an informational source of artificial ingredients called artificial A ingredients. I. It's in front of you. In order to have a connection with the moon, both devices, the technology of mind and the technology of moon, have to have the same information and data within them. The software, the food that you're eating is the software to the hardware of your vessel. Understand, I'm a technological mind. So when I'm speaking, I'm talking to you in a technological language. Understand that? Okay? So what you have to understand is just like a Bluetooth device. You have this. I'm using this as a representation of the moon. And then you have your mind. When both sources, right, have the same forms of information and data within them, they are able to have a connection. Okay? This is why 90% of people prefer AI versus the information and data that is projected from the sun. Do you understand? So you have to understand, you have a solar variation of consciousness that is the sun. You have a physical representation of consciousness that is the moon. Can I ask you a question? We all can agree that everything that is physical decays, doesn't it? Setups. Everything that's physical decays, doesn't it? Come on now. The roof is decaying. You're going to need a new roof. We know that if the cars sit in sunlight too much, they decay too. We know that everything up on this earth, when it get built up, it decays. So, can I ask you a question? Is the technology of the moon actually in a decay state? There are craters that you can see where it looks like something is penetrated it. High-tech shit, right? High-tech shit. Anyways, this is what you gotta understand, right? Indirectly, but directly. The technology of the sun and the technology of earth is speaking to you all directly and letting y'all know y'all are 90% of water. Understand that the functionality of water, functionality, that's what I said. The functionality of water is that it transfers information and data with inside the technology of your suits. That's what you have to understand. How do I know? Very simple. Don't you make coffee? You make coffee, don't you? Okay, so real quick, you have a red cup, don't you? Okay, that red cup is a holster towards your water. Just like your body is a holster towards 90% of your water setups. Now, let's pay attention. The water is hot, isn't it? Just the way you want it. Now, can I ask you a question? What you gonna do with the coffee bean? You're gonna extract the information and data inside the what? Water. The water and the information and data inside the coffee bean became one. Now transfer the information and data inside of what? Your body of water. What you think water does? Transfer information and data. What you think it's doing? I'm just washing up. Oh, you washing? You washing the information and data off your suits. And then transferring the information and data into the sewer lines. I'm just taking a shower. I know. Okay? So, what you got to understand in this world right here, right? What do you want to convert the technology of your mind, right? And the technology of your body to do? You might want to ask yourself that. What is your mind synchronized to? Is it synchronized to the technology of sun, or is it synchronized to the technology of the moon? What did I tell you? The moon is an AI computer generated consciousness. It is a physical representation of consciousness. So you can sign up for that, but always understand that everything that's physical decays. Okay? So let's just pay attention here, right? 90% of people say that the technology of their minds are alive. I hear exactly what you're saying. I hear you. I want you to pay attention to your self-actions, okay? Understand that the things that you eat comes down to information and data, okay? Can I ask you a question? The information and data that's inside the chicken, right? When you're cooking it, is the chicken in a dead state or in a live state? That's the mind state that you'll be in. My question is the chicken in a dead state or in a live state? It is in a dead state. That is the mind state that you will be in. How that operates is that every vessel has information and data within it. Now, what you have to understand is that your suit, right, has a simple form, a digestive system, which means it breaks down information and data in order to transfer information and data of body and also mind. Now, this is what you have to understand. If you're saying that you're in a live state and you're going to align yourself with being in a live state, then the information and data, right, has to come through a natural resource. That's what you got to understand. Okay? It's just like if you, let me show you this in simple terms what I mean. If you're going to eat meat, so you can understand exactly what I mean, okay? If you're going to eat meat, right, what you have to understand is that this animal consume information and data that brings life to it. Thank you. You have many of meats, right, where you can sheep, whatever you want to call them, right, where they naturally eat natural information and data. That means the information and data that's installed inside of the meat, the only thing that your mind is meeting up with is intelligence. That's it. The chicken is something totally different. It does not have a diet system as an amino acid system, vitamin code system. It doesn't have any of that, sir or ma'am. So this is why I stir you away from the chicken and put you, if you're a meat eater, to eat from a natural resource, right? Where this so-called animal, all they eat is greens. This is all they eat. And that's to the meat eaters, because I know a lot of people, they're like, yo, bro, I need something, bro. Bro, I can't go straight. I know, I understand. But you have to understand, right? When you are picking up meat, the information and data of the meat that you're eating, right? If it doesn't have a system identical to your system, vitamins and minerals, the information and data that you're installing from that animal into your tech, what you think you're doing? I mean, what you think you really doing? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Look like you. Just being honest, you can do that. Look like you would be destroying yourself because the information and data doesn't align. Okay, so when you're eating from meat sources, right? Chickens, they do not have the same type of mineral code system, vitamin code system, or amino acid system like you do. Thank you. Which means they don't eat vitamins and minerals like you do. Okay. So what happens is that if you eat meat, right? Google check. All you got to do, what type of animal you want to eat? Do they have vitamins and minerals within them? Do they eat vitamins and minerals? Thank you. Because what happens is, if that's what you're selecting, then the information and data is aligned with the same information and data as you. There's nothing different. Now, if you're eating chicken, understand that the information and data of that chicken does not align with your amino acid system, vitamin code system, or mineral code system. It doesn't align with another systems. So what you have to understand is that this information and data is to throw the technology of mind and body in a decay state. That's it. It's not aligned. It's just not. I can get into the meat era. I mean, I done got a couple of updates, so I can get into that area too. Okay. So what you have to understand is that what is going on, and this is why I've been talking so big about between artificial ingredients, bioengineered foods, meat. This is why I've been talking about this because I understand with myself. Yeah, I gotta align myself, bro, and it's deep. You have to align yourself with the information data that Mother Nature is receiving. You have to, because what's about to happen is they're not going to tell you this shit, and this shit ain't. I ain't here to scare you, okay? But we've been on this earth many apocalypses that happened, okay? But the thing is, you have never heard of a solar apocalypse. You have never heard of that before, okay? And the reason why you haven't heard of that before is because they don't want you to know that the sun is consciousness, that it does whatever it wants to do. No one can't control it. And that shouldn't be scary for you. Because of the simple fact, if you're in control of yourself, do you understand? Yeah, the only thing I need to control is myself. I don't need to be controlling things on the outside of myself. Thank you. The reason why a lot of people feel as though, no, we should better control the sun because the technology of your mind is very identical to the moon. Okay? Pay attention to what the moon does, y'all. When the sun is outside projecting information and data upon the planet, understand that Mother Nature information and data is enhancing. Understand that the moon is trying to project the information and data away. So how is it aligned? How? It's not aligned. Okay? And a lot of people may not pay attention to this, but you go check out, you can see what I'm talking about is coming in. I'm not lying about this shit. Go look at the weather between New York. Go check New York. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. You go look at New York, you'd be like, bro, New York is not even cold. Thank you. They have a snowstorm, bro. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm watching it in Western New York, bro. They have snow that come here, bro. And when I say the snow be off the ground in less than an hour, bro, it be off the ground, bro. So, right, the things to come is happening now. Just always understand things happen in phases. It's not going to rush the way you think it's going to rush. But if you start paying attention to the consciousness of the planet, you start understanding like, yo, bro, if New York is actually warming up, that means everything else is about to warm up. Thank you. The fake snow, let me show you something. Listen to me. When it comes down to you watching the projections that come from the television, because they're going to try to contradict what I'm talking about, because they know what's to come. A lot of people are afraid, bro. And they shouldn't be. Everybody should be jumping for joy right now. Okay? A lot of people, when you go on that TV, after the conversation that we just had, you're going to start seeing snow videos. Do you know why they're doing that to you? To convince the technology of your mind that it's going to snow. This is what I've been doing the whole year. I don't be watching snow videos. I don't watch none of that shit. Do you know why? The minute that the technology of your eye and technology of your mind are connected with each other, that's what you better know. How do I know that? Based on what you told me. This is what you told me. I said, yeah, bro, what that is right there. You was like, it's the red light. I was like, close your eyes, bro. What that is right there. You was like, it's the red light. I asked you a question. How did you remember that without using your eyeballs? Oh, because I remembered it. So that the technology of your eye, technology of your mind must be connected in order to share information and data. Got to. Based on what you just said. Now, what you have to understand is that, let me show you how they make cold minds by using the television. The television tells the technology of your mind and eye visions. The technology of your eye and mind are sharing information and data. The technology of your eye is analyzing and recording. That's what you gotta understand. It's analyzing, recording the data of what you are viewing. Now transferring that information and data to the technology of your mind. Can I ask you a question? Is it actually the powers of the minds that are projecting this fakeality of snow? Or is it the moon? What did I teach you? What did I teach you? The technology of, what did I tell you? If the mind gets converted into an AI system, it has connection with who? The moon. If the mind stay within the natural form of information and data of its suits, it is in the mind of what? The sun. Thank you. So, let's just pay attention here, right? Now, you have minds that are connected to that moon. You may not understand that just yet, but this is actually true. Okay? And so what you have to understand is that when they have connections, right? Everybody don't move the same way. Some people move differently. Okay? That's up for you to know. That's you. Okay? Ain't got nothing to do with me. Anyways, what you gotta understand is that when it comes to the moon and it comes towards your mind, right? Whatever the moon direct your mind to, you're gonna follow. Mm-hmm. 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 Let me show you. Let's just say, right? I'm operating as myself, and you operating as whoever you want to operate as, right? What you got to understand is this: the information and data, right, that I'm talking about when it comes to the technology of the TV, right, and how they convert the technology of minds into a blue mind is based on the projection that you're receiving. Understand they're going to tell you, yes, baby, it's going to snow here. It's going to snow there. Can I ask you a question? Are they actually convincing the technology of your mind that it's going to snow? And then you actually believe it, that it's actually going to snow, and that belief system actually projected through your very reality. Is it that? Is it that? Oh, you didn't think it worked like that, right? You thinking that the snow come from, where do you think the snow come from, baby? Tell me all about it. Tell me all. It come from Canada, baby. I know, I know, I know, I know. The minute that you let go, I'm gonna show you something. The technology of your eyes, right? When you're eating artificial ingredients, I want you to know the information and data get projected to your eyes too. So are you actually seeing clearly? Thank you. Yeah, the data is to actually deceive the technology of your eyes. Why do you think some people say, I can't even believe what my own eyes are seeing? Right. Because what you intake, right, is also being projected in your vessel, but also your eyes as well. You may not know that, but that is very truthful. Your eyes become what you eat. They do. And so what do you, it's just like this. I'm gonna show you this. Most people that eat artificial ingredients, I'm gonna show you this, and this is crazy that I actually had to expose this to people. One day I was working at a factory. I'm gonna keep this real short, okay? One day I was working at a factory, get right back into the knowledge, right? But this is knowledge itself, just listen to me. I was working at a factory, right? When I worked at a factory, whatever the case would be, I had on these shades right here. I had exactly on these, right? Now, when I'm working at the factory, they have LED lights. LED lights are nothing more than synthetic lights. They're not real lighting. It is not the same lighting that come from the sun. You understand? So let me ask you a question. If you actually have real eyeballs, right? Why would you sit in front of an LED light for 8 hours straight if you're not AI yourself? If you're not AI yourself, right? Think, Why would you sit in an LED light that's unnatural to the technology of your eyes? Why would you do that? So pay attention to this. I put on my glasses, right? Another black guy, he comes up to me. He like, hey, you're gonna have to take those off. I was like, why am I have to take them off? He's like, pay attention to this. Pay attention to how people move. This is how a lot of people move. It's not just a black thing. A lot of people move like this. He was like, because you can't see. I was like, can I ask you a question? He was like, yeah. I was like, do you have my eyes? He was like, no. I was like, so how you know I can't see? Do you see the deceivement? That's deceivement. He wants you to believe that you can't see, but he has control over the technology of your eyes? No. So how do he know what you're viewing? Thank you. Just because someone come up to you and it seems like they're trying to be genuine towards you, they are a deceiver towards their own mind in order to be a deceiver towards your mind. Thank you. Understand that what he's doing, right, is nothing more than a sense of controlment. Let me show you. When they're not operating in control, let me show you how it plays. Let's just say I'm a supervisor, and let's just say one of my employees have on sunshades, right? I would ask them to get to know why they had the sunshades on first. I would ask them, hey, let me ask you a question. I noticed a couple of days ago you didn't have on shades. Why you have on shades today? What's going on? I would have simply told you these right here is to protect my eyes. The LED light is frying my eyes, okay? And the moisture that's within my eyes is becoming dry. The LED light is interfering with the moisture and the information and data within my eyes. So I had to put these on in order to block out that fake light. That way I can keep my eyes the natural way they need to be. That way I can complete my job tasks just the way I need to. Now, based on hearing that, me myself, I would have been like, so this is what I would have did. I would let them keep on their glasses, right? And then I would check their work behind them. That way I know, okay, they all good. That's it. Now I'm gonna show you something else. Give me 1 second. When you have someone that is operating in control, let me show you what they do. The guy comes up to me, right? He tells me, well, because I kind of took the glasses off for a minute, and I kind of was like showing him the inside of it. He was like, oh yeah, you definitely can't see in those. I was like, sir, the answer that you're talking about is for yourself. You can't see. That don't have nothing to do with me, sir. I can see. Don't tell me what my eyes can do. You don't have my eyes. This is what I'm talking about with people in control, man. You cannot tell someone eyes what they can see. You cannot do that. You're not viewing what I'm viewing. This is why I say people are in the mind. You're in a mind spell because to the fact you're operating within controlment. You're telling my eyes what my eyes can see, and you're not even within my vision system. You're not. That's like me running up to someone and telling them, oh yeah, you can see this and this and this. No, they can't. I don't have their vision. You don't have my vision. The way how we view certain things based on the information and data that's installed inside of us and within our minds, we can be viewing things differently. We don't view things the same. You could be viewing things as a artificial intelligence. Okay? We don't view everything the same based on the information data that's installed. You understand? All right. So we don't have the same viewpoints. We don't. Now, right? What you gotta understand is that someone like that, huh? I don't want to eat. They said downgrade. Yes, yes. And a whole bunch of people. I hear him. I hear him. I hear him. I hear him. Look, right? I want to do this right here. Put some shout outs. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Right? We got some new sounds. Well done. Hopefully y'all can hear all that, right? That's the answer. You know what I'm saying? So, like I had said before in this broadcasting, let me just conclude what I was talking about. I had to tell him, right? Hey, I have my own eyes, you have your own eyes, right? Whatever I'm viewing and what you are viewing, I have my own vision, you have your own vision. You can't control my vision, okay? And he was like, no, I'm not trying to control your vision. I'm just telling you you can't see. I'm like, no. Do you have my eyes? He was like, no. So how you know if I can't see? You're operating within controlment. Let go of the controlment, right? And let people operate the way they're going to operate. Because what happens is with the minds, you can have a solar mind, and this could be a moon mind. Most moon minds operate within controlment and they can't see what they're doing. Okay? Let me show you what I mean. One day, I'm at the warehouse, wherever the case may be, right? And a black female comes in there, and majority of all the guys, right, they all cower underneath her feet. Hey, how you doing? And la 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 la. Me personally, I don't know you. I'm not trying to get to know you. I have a mission that I'm trying to accomplish, and that's it. The woman comes up to me, right? She's like, "Good morning, good morning." Understand that I can decode the language of what you're speaking. Is God morning? This is why I don't say nothing, sir. You understand? What you are speaking, you are hearing good morning. My ears are not hearing what you're saying. My ears hear God is morning. You morning, right? Right. That's what I hear. So, being that I can hear that, guess what I do? I say nothing to her. Guess what happens? The dynamic of her mind, she gets upset. Do you know why she's getting upset? Because she's looking at it like every time I come in the building, all the other guys cower underneath my feet. Why are you not doing that with me? Because you're not in my reality. You understand that? You're not an option. You're not in my reality. Do you understand that? Now, the dynamic of the game changed. Guess what she's doing? She's chasing after me, waiting for response. He's not responding to me. He's not wanting to talk to me. So I walked up to the supervisor and I told the supervisor, like, y'all try to make me talk to her. Try. And you know what they told her? They was like, we can't make it. We can't make him talk to you. You just gotta understand yourself as a female. Some guys may not want to speak to you. All the other guys may want to, but he don't look at you as anything. Did you build a relationship with him before you try to control him? No. You just wanted to control him because all the other simps are controllable, right? And this is why I say fuck simps. And I big up to the pimps. You got it? All right. Fuck simps, big up to the pimps. You got it? All right. So that's what you got to understand. Okay. Now, with that being said, or whatever the case may be, this broadcast is concluded. What we were talking about is the biology of the technology of the vessel. And we were also talking about bioengineered foods, why they were designed. Okay. If you missed this live, we will be back on at 12 a.m. So you ain't missed nothing again. Okay. I'll re-roll the footage. You got it? You got it? Hopefully you got it. All right. With that being said, this your ancestor General White God signing over and out. Y'all have a great one. Get it blitzing with a tech world projector. Put it on solar sound. Got solar in my data.